I'm gonna record and then I'm gonna live stream the power of breath work and hypnosis. It's actually good. It gets us all fired up and like yeah, like all right. It is starting to stream. So welcome everyone. We're getting ready to get started with the power of breath work and hypnosis. So the power of breath work and hypnosis. Cielo and I, we have a really cool event coming up, and some people got to experience the 11/11 event. And this one is very different. So the 11/11 event, right? Like Cielo, we had like a ton of vendors. We had this entire space. It had a lot of the energy was different, right? Like it was a lot of energy. This one, we're really diving into some deeper healing. It's going to be at Valaterra. Tell us a little like Valaterra and like the energy that's there.
100 acres. It's such an amazing space. Like once you step into Valaterra, you can feel the energy is just undeniable.
Mhm.
And it has beautiful amenities, has a beautiful open kitchen. We're
Yeah,
gonna have a chef who's gonna make some beautiful, amazing healing food for the soul. And it's just a beautiful space. Like it's just like I'm so excited to be able to host in that amazing space.
I agree. Like just pulling up and walking in, like you already feel the healing vibes. And I think that's because there are a lot of healings that are going on in that space and the energy has been set. And then we're bringing these powerful modalities into the space as well. And so the downstairs area, like it looks like it reminds me of like a grotto, like the like Italian like basements is what it really feels like with the heated floors. And you're gonna have all the mats out and doing breath work down there. So a lot of times I know the question we both get, right, is like breath work. And a lot of times people think yoga breath work, but we're being really intentional to say this is transformational breath work. This is different. So tell us about the transformational breath work that we're going to be doing during this.
So we're gonna be practicing holotropic breath work, which is the kind of breath work that allows you to get out of your head and into your mind and into your out of your mind and into your body and your nervous system. And
Mhm.
that's actually where a lot of our emotions, our unprocessed emotions and traumas get stored. And by tapping and getting in connecting to your body and your autonomic nervous system and allowing them to release those stuck emotions, that's where true transformation comes in. During the practice, you're allowed to shift consciousness and allowed to get into like this deep meditative state where you're allowed to go inwards. Because at the end of the day, we have the power to heal ourselves. We just need to go inwards to get it. There's a lot of distractions going on in the world, especially right now with everything that's going on. And we just tend to look for distractions to not feel our emotions because let's be honest, we live in a world that encourages us to not feel our emotions. It
Yes.
tells you to not be sad, to not be angry. Instead of, what if we, instead of pushing them away and not feeling them, what if we allow them to tell us the message that they're trying to tell us? What if we listen to them in a safe environment? What if
Mhm.
instead of ignoring them, we allow them to go through us? Incredible things start to happening. You
I
start,
agree. Well, and not only that, right? Like this is something that you could come to the event and learn and practice at home. And right, like we both practice it in bed and do this often. But the truth is that a lot of times we need a space and we need someone to hold space for us while we're doing this. So as Cielo was just talking about like this amazing breath work and like how it's getting into our nervous system and it's allowing us to release But you're also doing like there's energy work that's happening while you're providing the breath work. There's these beautiful drum. You've
Breath
got the
works.
yeah, the tuning forks. And some of the things that we've seen during these breathwork practices, like I know I've seen several times, like people getting really emotional during the practice, and it's so beautiful to watch. Like people just crying, releasing, allowing space for those that deep breath because most of us aren't breathing super deep during the day, right?
And it's about connecting with your breath and healing that relationship that we have with our breath, which for most of us, we live in a world where we just live disconnected, completely disconnected from it. And it is our life force. It is the very thing that keeps us alive. So allowing space for you to connect and trust your breath a little bit more because your breath is the one that knows, it's your intuition, it's your life force. And just allowing that moment to just connect with your breath and learn how to trust it, to be honest with you.
Yes. Yeah. A great example I use is, often we're in our car and we're driving and we get on autopilot and suddenly we arrive at the destination and we're like, crap, I don't even remember driving there, right? And
Yeah.
if you were to tap in and tune in, one, you're going to notice like your brain is thinking and thinking about a lot of things, but your breath is also getting so shallow. And typically, we're not deep breathing during that experience. It's when we stop, when we pause, when we take the time to like reset the nervous system, but also like to do this deep breathing, you're also nourishing and oxygenating your blood. Like you're gonna have more energy. You are going to like even you get that like tingling, vibrating feeling, right? And it feels like magic is going on in your body.
And you will feel it right away. Like it's not something that is gonna take months or even weeks to feel it. Like you will feel the effects of the practice right away. Like most people come off and they're like, what happened? And it's also about like bringing yourself to the present moment, like just allowing that space to notice your breath and coming to the present moment and be like, this is what it feels like. Because most of us either are living in the past or in the future, worrying about what's going to happen and worried about what happened instead of bringing yourself to the present moment where everything is actually okay.
Yes. And you're literally like, you are clearing out the junk, like that deep breath, the in, bringing the breath in, and then this big exhale. Like it is a cleansing practice. And I will say, I don't know about you, but I am huge into manifesting, and I think most people that are going to be there are. And manifesting can be very woo. Manifesting can also be very scientific. And you can approach it either way. You can approach it both ways. And manifesting from a place of limit and restriction and of this place where you don't feel like anything and everything is possible, that you're like, I just need this. And like when we get into that, like, I just need, you are in lack, you are in scarcity. Like, oh, honey, there needs to be some cleansing work happening if you are just saying those type of words. If you're like, I just need to survive. I just need to heal. Like saying those words are a clear indicator that you need to be doing this work because you have got to clear out all of that. Now, see how like right like you're into manifesting as well, clearly, right? So, tell me some of your experience with using breath work to make space for manifesting bigger.
Yeah, and I feel like every time I go into the practice, the vibration clearly just go up and it just rises, and that's the energy to manifest, where you feel empowered. Like I feel like every time, and it happens to all of us, right? Like that's why I practice this like every week because every week, like life happens around you, and then you feel like your nervous system goes back to, I just need this. What am I doing? Am I doing the right decisions? And you start doubting yourself. And that's not good manifesting energy when you start doubting yourself. So, but when you go into that practice, That's low energy. That's low vibrating energy. And again, like we picked up because we live in a world where we are around people in general. And when you go into the practice, your vibration, you start clearing out whatever is not yours, and you start raising your vibration, and you feel so empowered. You feel like you're a badass and you can take on the world. And that's the manifestation energy. That's when you're like, I can do this. And it's a constant reminder of the power that's within you, the light that's within you, that it's always there. You just need to go and find it. But if you allow yourself to just be in that energy, that's where you really you start seeing real changes around your life, and they start happening. You start attracting the right people,
Yep.
the wrong people start leaving your life, and it's just allowing space for new energy to come into your life.
Agreed. Agreed. And so there's this powerful breath work. That's one of the modalities that we're going to be doing at the 111 event. So if anyone's like, 111, what does that mean? Well, it was originally scheduled on January 11th, and we rescheduled due to the snow, which I actually think is going to work out really beautiful. Like we're right on the cusp of the spring equinox. It's going to be so beautiful there at Valaterra. The energy, the temperature outside is going to be perfect. I think everything works out just the way it's supposed to. So another modality we're going to be doing is hypnosis.
Yeah.
So we're super excited to have these all in one space. We are going to also have yoga there, as Cielo mentioned, some food, some healing food. It's going to really be bringing the community together. We are also going to like time for journaling, time for if you want to get your tarot cards or your aura read, or we're going to have a couple other vendors there as well. So having so many opportunities, it's a mini day retreat. Like it is a mini day retreat. It'll be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if you've been that person, you're like, I need a retreat, but it is too much to like go somewhere. This is super affordable. So we have discount codes, but the ticket price is 111. And it's it's so much cheaper than having a room and board somewhere, than going somewhere. Food is included. All of these experiences, there can be some slight upcharges if you want like the tarot cards and things like that, but this is such an amazing experience to have a full day retreat that is going to be 30 minutes from the majority of people. And to be able to spend that day and also be with people that you could go and have coffee with easily afterwards if you make a friend. I'll say
Yeah.
if, most likely it's going to
Like-minded
happen.
people. Like mind. Tell us a little bit about the group hypnosis.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So we are going to be doing inner child healing hypnosis. Now, I will say I teach three different variations of inner child healing. We are going to be doing something that is so incredibly powerful. As we're doing rebirthing technique breath work, we are going to be imagining yourself being birthed and healing all those things throughout your childhood that you wish would have been different. It's in essence, there is a little bit of like quantum jumping and quantum healing that is happening. And what I find is you really do get to rebirth yourself in this process. And you still get to be you, but it is this like frequency alignment where you no longer feel fragmented, where you feel in alignment. And again, like I'm sure you can probably grasp a little bit of what that feels like, but it is an experience. Like you cannot theoretically experience this. It is a full body, your energy, your emotions, your brain, everything is involved in this experience. It is so incredibly powerful. Um, to do this in a group setting, to be able to talk about your experience afterwards if you want to. Of course, that's never a requirement, but to share those journeys together and have that validation and have the camaraderie and the community along with it amplifies it even more.
So it sounds like a day of deep, deep, deep healing. Like I'm just so excited because, like I don't think like a lot of us take the time to just take a break and really be selfish in a good way.
Yeah.
Selfish and just like take a day for us. We deserve it.
Yeah.
We there's
I-
we don't even
And
need we just need a reason to have a day like that, you know?
right? Like it should be a regular thing anyways. I was just thinking as you said that, I was like, yeah, like I was having a super stressful week and I was like, oh, I'm gonna sign up and I'm gonna go do a float tank. And my instant response was, I don't have time to do that. There's other things I could be doing instead, catching up on work. Like, it's not going to really help me as much as I need. Like, that was my scarcity mindset. But my higher self said, it's not
No,
going to hurt, right? It's not going to hurt anything. And I went and did that and I spent that time and I came out so much more centered. I came out like, and I was able to approach my work where I wasn't distraction, or like squirrel, right? And I was able to get my work done faster. Like, I wasn't having that like mental distraction. I was able to like feel really good for the rest of the day. And like the stress didn't hit me in the same way. And that was just a little hour of some me time. And I use that as an example because the level of healing and centeredness you're going to feel from this experience is going to be amazing. You are going to come out feeling, and one of the programs I used to teach was feeling fragmented to feeling whole. You are whole,
yeah.
like you are. We do not teach you are broken.
Mm-mm.
You might be out of alignment. You might be feeling fragmented, but you're not broken. And a lot of times there's these veils and this gunk and these layers that are on top that need to be cleaned off so that you can see that you are whole.
100%. Just reconnecting with your true essence, with your authentic self. And once you start reconnecting with your authentic self, you learn that you're a badass. You're a
Yes.
badass. You're beautiful. There's nothing to be fixed. Everything you need, it's already there for you to heal, for you to connect with your intuition and just learn how to love your true self. Because I think for me has been a journey of self-love, of true self-love. And I didn't know that I didn't love myself as I deserve to be loved until I started this journey. And now it's a constant reminder of I love me. It doesn't matter if I'm sad, if I'm happy, if I'm angry. It doesn't matter. I love myself always.
Yes. It's that unconditional love, right? And a part of our childhood journey could be that as a child, maybe we didn't feel that unconditional love. And so we didn't learn how to give that to ourselves. And it's a beautiful thing when you can learn to love yourself unconditionally and also create this unshakable happiness that your happiness also doesn't have to be conditional. And when I use the word happiness, happiness can mean different things to different people, right? So it doesn't always have to be like this excited happiness, but like literally this deep comfortableness, as the sailor you said, is that authentic self, and like really feeling happy with who you are and like that love for yourself instead of, oh my gosh, I feel like life is ending, utter despair because of this thing. Like you can recognize those emotions and say, wow, I'm feeling really sad right now, instead of attaching yourself to those emotions, that
Mm.
you can realize this is me and this is an emotion and this is what I'm experiencing, and befriending those emotions and building relationships with them.
I think once you start befriending them and stop seeing your emotions as enemies, that's when you really start manifesting. When
Yes.
you're able to say, you know what, it would be crazy for me to not be scared if I'm going through a big transition in my life. It's absolutely normal, but instead of freezing, I'm going to move forward because I know that I'm capable of.
Yes.
That's when true manifesting actually happens, when you're able to work with those emotions, not against them, because they're actually on your team.
They
They're
are.
trying cheering for you. All of your emotions, all of them, they're honestly like just cheering for you and they're trying to protect you. And when we ignore them, they get frustrated and they get louder because they
Mhm.
just want to help.
Yes. And learning to not block them. And that's what we're going to be learning during this event is not only doing the unblocking, but setting yourself up so that you're not creating more blocks, that you are allowing flow to happen. In order to be in flow, have flow, experience flow, there has to be movement happening through you, and movement happens beautifully through breath. It can happen through the yoga practice. It can happen as we are going on these mental journeys with hypnosis. So creating that space and time for yourself to kick off 2025, right? Like we're moving into spring. It is time for action. It is time to really take on 2025 with like, you're in charge. And you can be very beautifully active in your own life and in your own spiritual practice. That life does not have to be this passive, it's happening to me, that you can shift it and see and feel that life is happening for you.
You.
Yes. All right. So we hope you'll join us. We are going to drop the link below. And if you comment, what do we want them to comment? Like just
Manifest.
manifest. Yes. Comment manifest below, and I will get you a $10 off coupon code just for watching live and for commenting. And we look forward to seeing you there. Like, let's make this year so amazing and release the blocks and like just feel the love.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.